Hey all, this is Vera, and this is a kind of a turning point reading in the Divine Union. Reality or timeline. You get the sun, joy, and sunflowers. Okay, this is about letting go, what we need to let go of in order to come into the full acknowledgement and life of this union. Six of Cups and the Sun. Okay, coming from the masculine, or simply from the counterpart. Speaking and channeling as someone and reading the cards as someone who identifies much more with my Venus and my femininity. Okay. There's an aspect of mystery that right before I started, I thought maybe it's not letting go so much as coming into an acceptance. So coming into an acceptance of the mystery, okay, that pulls them forward. We got the heartbreak on the feminine side. So coming into an acceptance of the heartbreak. These two things may be the same thing. It's like a lack of clarity or a lack of really acknowledgement of the when we have a lack of clarity, it's not that that things aren't what they are. It's that it's a lack of certainty more. Like the lack of clarity is a lack of certainty in a way more. We have transformation. So as we come into this transformation and this transformative time and this transformative knowing and this transformative experiencing and trusting, we have the Two of Cups and the Eight of Wands. So this leaning in toward each other, that is transformative. Then we have the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so this is feeling isolated and self-protective, and this is feeling communal and joyously safe in that. Like there's no undertow of, I think for everyone, it may be, I don't know, there may not have been an experience of a relationship that, at least a romantic relationship or partnership, that did not have some sort of undertow to it, of having to be false in some way, of having to be wounded in some way, these things that we have had, this history, centuries of history of, and just sort of branded ways that we're supposed to interact with each other that have not allowed for the fullness of each soul and then the fullness of the depth of the connection between the souls. So as we come into this transformative time and we are enacting this transformative time, there's an acceptance of the heartbreak, which is the centuries of being harmed by these patriarchal patterns. There's this history of fearing the mystery, really that's within the self, fearing the other forms of knowledge that flood in and illuminate any built rational structures in the world. There's a quickness to which we're all moving toward this and are of this. And there's also a slowness. Again, leaning in toward each other. The hearts knowing. That's what I've been reading with the Devil card lately. Just the important thing here is these hearts knowing that they need to be near each other. Okay, this coming week, a card of advice, even for the coming days. Ace of Pentacles and the Moon. These days, with Mercury and Scorpio, which is going to be for quite some time. So, advice and prediction for the energy between and how this chariot will progress. Okay. This card has been, for me, since I started this YouTube channel over a year ago now. I've been talking about the Six of Swords as like the card of this time of moving toward structures and lives and shores and intersections where we may all exist in our truth. I was just watching a interview with Oprah and Ellen about when Ellen came out on her old sitcom 20 years ago, and then her career was destroyed for a while, and her show was canceled. And later she, obviously came back, and now is very successful. And she was talking about, you don't know at the moment that you just break through and you can't stand to not live in your truth anymore. You don't know how that's going to play out, and it's scary, but it's like that Anais Nin quote. There came a time when the pain of staying wrapped up was worse than any fear or pain that might happen with blooming. We are all blooming, and we all free each other as we do so. Okay, advice. 10 of Pentacles. Trust the illumination that brings you into this heaven on earth. So it's very physical. It's very real. It's not a dream, or it's not merely a dream. These things aren't separate. It can all flood. The knowledge that you have from your practicality and your sturdiness and your care can blend with your dreams, your hopes, your deepest wishes. And then don't be afraid of the change, which might be the listening to a new depth of the masculine that you had kind of just gotten very used to over centuries living without. That the truth of that, of the depth of possibility in those connections. Okay, and moving out of where we've been in this entrapment of how relationships are supposed to look, coming from the outside, right? 6 of Pentacles. So this gorgeous reciprocity and inventiveness, a gorgeous reciprocity and inventiveness, that is also relates to this dreamy invention. 8 of Lovelace, like an early forebear of the computer age, right? This reciprocity between what we make and what we find and what we make, what we dream and what we do, and between the counterparts. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. So no matter how slow it feels like it's going, the time is with you. So your human efforts and the times are legendary. Elizabeth I. Of course, the times that bear her name were not, with colonialism and all, were problematic. But in these times, this time of everyone moving into their soul's true shape, and the freedom and the joy in that, and the renewal in that. Page of Wands for the change, for the shift. Okay. It's a shift into a deeper experience of life here on Earth. I'm going to be doing some readings, love readings for October by sign. I'm going to do that, and I also think I'm going to do pick-a-piles for twin flames. And what I'm going to do, instead of by sign, I'm going to do Empress, one for Empress energy, where you can choose which queen you're feeling most drawn to and go with that pile, and then also for Emperor energy and choose which king. That's something that's been coming to me as a way to do the twin flame readings. And I think I'll pick 2 more cards for the week. One where you may be having fear, or you may be going back into like, oh, this is just a pipe dream, or oh, this is just another heartbreak, or whatever. Maybe what you're fearing is maybe that it's not that, because it's taking you out of your comfort zone. You're used to being heartbroken. You're used to thinking dreams don't come true. Okay, so we have knowledge, and charity. So charity, sorry. Kindness and knowing. And you've earned those. And how are the ancestors supporting you this week? They're lifting you up to look at the stars and to know your own heart, which pulses with starlight. Okay, loves. We also got Haumea. So the flowing water that is so much of our human existence. Our tears, our sweat, our hopes, our visions. These have moved us forward through the centuries, and we're in this. We're living in this herald time. And the bear is a sign of successful speculations. I'll be back with some more readings. I think I will spend most of the day tomorrow doing that. And trust in yourself. Trust in those you love. And trust in your dreams, your hopes, and your capability and your desire. If you want a personal reading, I am doing those as well, and the info is below. Lots of love.